by law, we can't start until right at 7 o'clock, so we have 2 minutes. For any of those that are wishing to address the board, the forms are on the back table by Chief Cook, and you have about 2 minutes to fill that out. We do have some already, but just want to make sure you were aware that you need to turn in the form if you're going to address the board. So we'll get started in just a few minutes. Well, really in about a minute and a half. This session of the Humble ISD Board of Trustees is back in session. I'd like to welcome everyone here, and at this time I'd like for you to please rise as the colors are being presented by the Summer Creek High School Army Junior ROTC. Dr. Sconzo, do we have any commendations and recognitions tonight?
We do, President Sitton and trustees, and we'll start as we do every month, and that's with this month's inspiring moment. The names were announced at the recent Education Foundation Gala, but tonight's inspiring moment will give us all a chance to learn a little bit more about our elementary district teacher of the year and our secondary and district teacher of the year. So Mr. Fry, if you would please run the video.
As a child, I was in a fire and sustained terrible injuries to about 40% of my body.
I kind of feel like hardship, that there was a reason for them, and with my mom being so sick, we almost lost our house.
The doctors told my mother to just prepare for my passing.
So my mom encouraged me to be a camp counselor. In the middle of the night, they brought in this girl, and she just had nothing. They had nowhere to take her, and they didn't have a placement for her yet. She just couldn't go home.
Somehow, despite that accident and my circumstances, I was able to be successful and graduate and be the very first person in my family to go to college.
It made me realize that every student, including myself, has a story that's worth it.
I was physically scarred and my voice was scarred, and so I got a lot of negative attention.
I was able to talk with her and try to ease her mind and let her know that really you can't control what's happened to you, but you can control the future.
I found refuge in my theater class.
And that summer, it really resonated with me working with children and what a difference that can make.
And those teachers encouraged me to express my struggle and to deal with my battles.
And it just changed my life forever.
That was a light bulb moment for me. And I thought, well, if these teachers and these students can see past the visible, that they can see me for who I am and who I can be, then maybe other people can too. And then I wanted to be that person to help other kids see past whatever struggles they were dealing with.
She's very talented, she's creative, she's very smart.
Her classroom is so fun, like I don't really feel like I'm in school.
She cares a lot, she's very inspiring.
She gets us motivated when we feel like we can't do stuff. She makes us feel a lot better and a lot confident.
I was a little bit scared, just a little bit, because it's close to the end of the year and it's kind of a scary feeling being almost coming a 6th grade in middle school. So when I go into her class, she tells us all about this stuff, and I kind of relax and feel more calm and at peace.
The most important thing she taught me is to never give up with what I'm doing.
So on her way to Florida, all expenses paid trip, is our 2016 elementary teacher of the year, and that is Jennifer Howard.
And it really just, not gonna lie, surprised me. I mean, I feel like I work hard, but I feel like there's such a community here at our school that everyone works hard. So it was such an honor and such a blessing to be teacher of the year here at Pine Forest.
I'm going to give a shout out to Megan because she did something pretty fantastic. She made me laugh.
This whole process, I just tried to be as genuine and share my story and my students' story. It's surreal that I was even a finalist and then considered the runner-up for the overall district of the elementary.
She wants us to succeed. She has always been on my side and talked to me and hugged me when I was down.
She does more than try to teach us things. She forms relationships with her students, and she shows us that she cares about us.
And she has really been like a second mother to me.
I feel like if you see that a teacher cares about you, you'll more want to come to class.
Congratulations, Miss Rue, the best teacher in the best school in the best district.
All those teachers on the stage were amazing. They go over and above. We gave a brand new 2016 Ford Mustang away to a very deserving teacher. Miss Rood was an amazing, remarkable person. She persevered, and you know, it's an amazing story.
The moment they said my name, it was shocking and it was humbling, and it was just an experience that I think I'll never forget. Every day it's an affirmation that I'm in the right place, doing the right thing. For a lot of years, I wondered why I survived that fire and why I experienced all of the things that I experienced. And it was in that failure class that I realized my purpose in life. So every day I wake up and I go, how am I going to be the best teacher that I can be? And how am I going to help my students see their potential? And so I just every day try to inspire them like those teachers inspired me.
We're not only proud, we're very blessed to introduce tonight in person our Elementary Teacher of the Year from Pine Forest, Ms. Jennifer Howard. And our Secondary Teacher and District Teacher of the Year, Ms. Brandy Reed. Thank you both very, very much. Mr. Sitton, I'll turn to you to introduce tonight's Stellar Standouts.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Sconzo. This month's Stellar Standouts features performing and visual arts, including 5 Humble ISD students at Riverwood Middle School, Atascocita High School, and Kingwood Park High School, earning a Gold Key Award in the National Scholastic Art and Writing Contest. Atascocita High School and Kingwood Park High School both advanced to bi-district UIL one-act play competition. And I'm also proud to tell you that Quest Early College High School was selected by the Texas Education Agency to be an early college high school demonstration site. Stellar Standouts is a way to recognize our students on a monthly basis and are archived on the district homepage for this month as well as all previous months.
Thank you, Mr. Sitton. And Mr. Sitton, I'll ask you to please join me out front. First, I'll ask Jerry Monbaron to come to the podium. She will introduce tonight's, or this month's, super staffers for board commendation. She will then be followed by Dr. Charles Ned, our Director of Advanced Academics, and he will be introducing and we will be commending this year's National Merit students.
Each month, campuses and departments select an individual to be honored as a super staffer for their outstanding work in advancing student achievement. A drawing is held and 3 honorees receive additional recognition at a school board meeting, including a $200 gift card to Papa's Restaurants, thanks to an award sponsor. The sponsor for this month's Super Staffer Awards is Community Resource Credit Union. And joining us tonight is Brittany Sampiri, the Business Development Officer. So Brittany, want to come on up? Let's start off tonight with our elementary super staffer, Leah Hemel with Lakeshore Elementary. Joining Leah is Principal Stephanie Coronado. Leah is the school counselor for Lakeshore, and it was said, Leah goes above and beyond to make sure the whole child is successful. She delivers guidance lessons to all students, conferences with groups and individual students, supports teachers with resources and interventions, takes the lead with RTI and 504, prepares students and staff for STAR administration, and so much more. Being honored tonight as a secondary super staffer is Sarah Hansen from Atascocita High School. Joining Ms. Hansen is Charlotte Bennett, the AP at Atascocita High School. Sarah is the health and science teacher, and it was said about Sarah, she is in her first year of teaching and is amazing. She took over a program that was stagnant and worked extremely hard to make it the most successful it has been since the school opened. Her tireless commitment to her students and her program can be seen in her volunteer work outside the school and the record-breaking blood drives the district has ever seen. Sarah strives to create lessons that are innovative and student-centered so that her students get a real feel for what the industry expects. And then being honored as our support super staffer tonight is Maria Bridges from the Transportation Department. Joining Maria up front is Jeffrey Proud, Director of Transportation. Maria has been with the Humble ISD Transportation Department for 10 years. She began as a bus driver for general ed and eventually for special needs students. After moving to auxiliary positions, she began offering her assistance in many areas of this department. She worked part-time with the routing department for several years, and this school year became a permanent member of routing. Maria takes on any given task with a positive attitude and a determination to complete the job at hand. She is reliable, dedicated, and an asset to our department.
Good evening. Tonight, the Department of Advanced Academics would like to recognize 10 outstanding students who were recently named finalists in the National Merit Scholarship Competition. Back in October 2014, these students entered the 2016 National Merit Scholarship Competition by taking the PSAT, which also serves as the National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test. And these students' scores were some of the highest in the state. Collectively, the 10 students that we're going to bring up here tonight, they represent less than 1% of the nation's top graduates. Bear in mind, there were 1.5 million juniors who entered this competition. To become a finalist, students must have an outstanding academic record throughout high school, earn SAT scores that confirm earlier qualifying test performance, and be recommended by the coach. These students now have an opportunity to earn one of 7,400 National Merit Scholarships, which the scholarship awards will begin. The announcements will occur starting April 20th and will conclude in July. So at this time, I'd like to call up our Humble Independent School District National Merit finalists by high school, beginning with Atascocita High School. Ms. Carolyn Martin, would you come up, please? Carolyn plans on attending Texas A&M University and will major in electrical engineering. Our National Merit finalist, also from Atascocita High School, Mr. Albert Trung. Albert intends on being a biochemistry major, and he's undecided on the institution that he will attend. At this time, I'd like to call up Building Principal of Atascocita High School, Mr. Bill Daniels, and I'd like for Mr. Trey Kramer, Assistant Superintendent of High School, to join me as we present Atascocita High School with a banner bearing the names of their National Merit finalists that will forever hang in the halls of Atascocita High School. Congratulations. And now our finalists from Kingwood High School, Mr. Matthew Doan, Matthew also is planning on becoming an Aggie, attending Texas A&M University, and he will major in chemical engineering. Ms. Hannah Lamb. Hannah also plans on attending Texas A&M University and will major in biomedical sciences. Next up, Benjamin Litchfield. Benjamin plans on attending Tulane University and will major in neuroscience. Next up, Kirsten Revitt. Kirsten plans on attending University of Texas at Austin and will major in biomedical engineering. And joining her on stage is her sister, Samantha Revitt. Samantha is also planning on attending University of Texas at Austin and will major in biochemistry. The next National Merit finalist from Kingwood High School is William Riley. William plans on attending University of Texas at Austin and will major in aerospace engineering. The next finalist from Kingwood High School is Eric Sun. Eric is also planning on attending University of Texas at Austin and will major in bioengineering. At this time, would Ms. Nancy Kozad please join the students up on stage? And there's one more student from Kingwood High School who was unable to make it tonight. Mr. Ricardo Cotty. He's also a National Merit finalist, so he was not able to make it. But again, this is a great group of students from Kingwood High School, our National Merit finalists from KHS. Mr. Kramer, if you would do the honor, sir. To bring up our National Merit finalist from Kingwood Park High School, Ms. Tessa Young. Tessa is undecided on where she's going to school, but she intends on majoring in history. So at this time, with the building principal of Kingwood Park High School, Ms. Graven, please join Tessa up with Mr. Sisson about the soundboard. And Mr. Kramer will present Ms. Draven with a banner bearing the names of her National Merit finalists from 2010 all the way to 2016. So congratulations to all students on this achievement. This is a testament to the students, all the hard work they do, as well as the parents. So again, we look forward to hearing their names called when National Merit Scholarship Corporation announces the winners.
Okay, that brings us to the point in our meeting for questions and comments about patrons and employees of the district regarding agenda items or any other matters. I want to remind everyone how this works. You will be given 5 minutes to speak on the topic that you filled out your form over. When your name is called, if you'll come to the podium, please speak into the microphone and state your name first, because our meetings are live streamed and videotaped. A couple of important matters to discuss is that public participation is limited to the designated open forum portion of the meeting. All other times during board meetings, the audience shall not enter into the discussion or debate on matters being considered by the board. No presentation shall exceed over 5 minutes. Specific factual information or recitation of existing policy may be furnished in response to inquiries, but the board may not deliberate, discuss, or make any decision on any subject not on the agenda. And just to kind of clarify, there is an issue that's going to be discussed tonight. The board did not discuss that in closed forum. It is not a votable agenda item. The board does not and will not deliberate in closed session on this matter. At this time, you're allowed to state your concerns, and then it becomes an administrative issue between Dr. Sconzo and the relative supervisors from that standpoint on. But the Board of Trustees in any school district vote on teaching positions, not on sponsors, not on coaches. So I just wanted to make sure you understood that. So this has not been discussed behind closed doors, and it's not something when we go over personnel decisions later. This is not on our personnel decisions. So with that said, our first person I'd like to welcome to the podium is Dr. Marley Morris and the FFA officers.
representative from Kingwood Park High School and currently serving the Kingwood Park FFA chapter president. I also represent not only my school, but this district as becoming a Ford Scholar. The Ford Scholar Program is a Texas FFA leadership program that hand selects 10 students out of the state of Texas to not only represent our state through leadership, but to also go back to their homes and their communities to serve others. I have been honored and blessed to serve my community in my district in creating the Ford Scholar Community Garden, to not only help those in our district in need, but to also decrease the percentage of childhood obesity. But tonight, the FFA members in our district would like to thank the school board and the district for the amazing 15 years of service to not only to our district as a whole, but to our CTE programs, especially the FFA chapters and our livestock option.
Hello, my name is Garrett Normoyle, and I'm currently serving as the Humboldt High School FFA chapter president. Over the years, Dr. Sconzo has taken a direct role in helping develop many new CTE programs including neuroscience, robotics, auto collision, real estate, video production, and medical billing and coding. Dr. Sconzo has also improved dozens of existing CTE courses over the years.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Lowe, and I serve as the secretary of the Atascocita FFA chapter. I have had the pleasure to participate in several career and technology classes and activities, including the FFA and the livestock show and auction. This past year, I raised goats, one for the Houston Livestock Show and one for the Humboldt Livestock Show, along with participating in several career development events, including horse judging, livestock judging, and wildlife. I would not be who I am today if it were not for the FFA. Students of Humboldt ISD are fortunate to have such a strong supporter of CTE programs and activities.
Hello, I'm Alex Bigger, and I'm the secretary for the Summer Creek FFA chapter. I too have benefited from career technology education classes and activities such as FFA and the Livestock Show and Rodeo. This past year, I raised a steer for the Humboldt Livestock Show. I've also been a part of my team's meat judging team. I've been the captain of the poultry team, and my FFA radio broadcasting team has advanced to state and placed 15th out of 700 plus teams in Texas. Leadership is not often taught in schools. However, it is a core subject in Humboldt, implemented in the programs and supported by you guys. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Megan Storms, and I am currently the student advisor of the Kingwood FFA chapter. I have raised a pig for the Humboldt Livestock Show, competed on Ag Issues Forum, and the Rangeman I used. With the skills and confidence that I have learned at FFA, I hope to go off and study ag business with a minor in secondary education at Sam Houston State University, where I hope to become an agricultural science teacher. I feel that being an active member in FFA and CTE classes, that it can give me an advantage to pursue my lifelong goals.
Howdy, my name is Ernest Grimfield. I'm from the Humboldt FFA chapter, and I'm currently serving as the vice president of the Area 3 FFA Association. Just a couple months ago, I was extremely blessed to receive Reserve Grand Champion Goat and Reserve Grand Champion Steer at the Humboldt Livestock Show. Dr. Sconzo, the Humboldt ISD cannot thank you enough. You have been an extreme support for the Humboldt ISD and the CTE programs. We would like to present to you this small token of our great appreciation of the many years you have supported the Humboldt ISD and CTE. Thank you for constantly advocating for the students of Humboldt ISD. We wish you the best, and may the next chapter of your life be much more amazing.
All right, the next person I'd like to invite to the podium is Hannah Lamb. She will be speaking about the Kingwood Phillies director, April Swinson.
Hello, my name is Hannah Lamb, and first of all, I would like to thank you all for allowing me to speak in front of you today. I feel that this is a very important issue, and I am about to address the recent reassignment of our beloved director of the Kingwood Phillies dance team for 22 years, Mrs. April Swinson. First of all, I would like to say that I understand that you all probably know about this issue and understand that it is a very emotional topic for us all. So I am not going to try to address the hours I could speak of the emotional impact it has made on my life currently right now. Instead, I'm going to speak of the indisputable facts of what April Simpson has done for many, many girls. And I hope I can speak for the entire team when I say all of these following things that she has done for us. So, as educators, I'm sure you understand that textbooks are not necessarily the best way to inform people about the world, and nor are teachers in any ordinary classroom. But Mrs. April Simpson has taught me more lessons than any textbook or any of my various AP teachers and all of the teachers that are supposed to be very highly ranked. And I understand that there are great teachers in our district, but not one of them has taught me near anything that she has taught me about life lessons, leadership, communication, and so on. So first I'd like to delve in, and I hope I can say as much as possible, but there are endless things that I cannot say in 5 minutes. So first of all, leadership. I've served as the colonel of the Kingwood Lilies for the past 2 years, and for me, leadership is something that I never really thought I would be capable of, and something that I never envisioned for myself. But Swenson saw that in me, and she saw my potential, and she saw that I was capable of leading a group and of doing bigger things in my life than I ever thought possible. But leadership to me, I've learned, is not about yourself, it's not about your capabilities, it's about what you're able to draw out of other people. It's about what you're able to see in everybody else and pull out of them and see people's talents and connect with people to communicate with a group of people. So she's taught me how to reach out to 70 plus girls year after year and to form relationships with each of them. She's taught me how to communicate with them and to, on a daily basis, reach out and tell them everything from what color leotard we're wearing the next day to, what kind of issues we're going to be addressing and what different obstacles we're facing in coming years. And she's also taught me all sorts of things about, organization and presentation, how to present yourself, how to be a good sportsman, how to have good sportsmanship in all sorts of situations. Also how to make the best of any situation. We've been thrown all sorts of curveballs in the past 4 years, and we've taken each one with our head held high, and we've held strong to what we believe in, no matter what has been thrown our way. And that's something that I'm incredibly proud of, and I can say for sure that I would not be able to do without the help of April Simpson. She's instilled in us so many different values that we will hold on to for the rest of our lives. I would never know how to go into college this next year if it was not for April Simpson. She's taught me how to organize not only school-related things, but to balance everything in my life, the various things, as I'm sure you can understand an AP student would be involved in. I have all of those things and other commitments, not to mention you have no idea, hundreds of hours, every single year with this team. And I do not know how I could balance that without the help of April Simpson, but she has taught me how to do more than I ever thought possible. And she's taught everybody on this team, all of these people you see standing here, how to do more than we ever thought possible. And the reason she has done that is because she believes in us, because she trusts us, and she expects more of us than anybody else at the entire Kingwood High School, I can say for sure. Everyone I've met at Kingwood High School, she has been the most inspirational and the most life-changing person in my 4 years at Kingwood High School. And I would like to say that I could talk all day about the injustices of what has happened, but I would instead like to highlight all of the positive things that I'm going to take away from April Simpson and what she has taught us. And the great things that she has done, I hope you can see outweigh any negative aspects that I may not be aware of. But she has been the most fair and just person. She does not judge people based on any rumors. She judges people based on what she sees of them. If a student comes in and someone says something bad about them, she will trust the student without taking into consideration other people's comments. She will believe in someone until they give her reason not to. And that's something that I've always admired in her. She's also always said that as long as you are putting your best effort forth, that's what matters. And that we should always try to raise the bar and keep on raising the bar for other students. And as long as we keep on doing that, we'll always be ahead of the curve. And so that's something that I admire, is we're not afraid to take chances. We're not afraid to go big or go home. And literally, we just do everything that we can to make an impact on not only judges, but audiences. We perform for a group, and we try to show them everything that we have, and we just go out for it. If there's some big skill or stunt that we are afraid we cannot execute, we go for it anyways. And we hope for the best, and we put all of our effort into And she showed me just how to put so much effort and love and passion into something, and how to draw a group together. I really admire how she can reach out to students who maybe are struggling with home life issues or just, drug addictions and all sorts of anything you can ever imagine, bad situations in every aspect. And she draws greatness out of these people that, are hopeless and they don't see the positive aspects of their life. She can draw so much out of these people, and that's what I've seen in every person I know who has been impacted by affiliates. And I know that we don't have much voice in this, and perhaps you do not either, but I would like to at least put it out there that she has changed so many lives for the better. And she has made us all better people, and we are going to go out from here and change the world. And I hope that we can at least change the world, because I know we're going to change the world. And there are just so many things I cannot begin to express right now. But I would like to say that it's not about the national championships. It's really not. We have 19, in case you didn't know. We have 19. Nobody seems to care about that. Yeah, and honestly, I don't even. The impact that she's made on our lives. And like I said, it's a very emotional thing for us all, but it's also the basic fact. She has taught us so many things that any ordinary teacher could not begin to teach us. There are just incredible things that I have learned from April Simpson, and I believe that there are hundreds of girls out there who would agree with me. Thank you for your time.
Good job.
Thank you, Hannah. Well spoken. Well done. The next I'd like to invite up is Chad Hoffman, and again we'll be speaking in regards to April Swinson, the field director.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mark. I was just going to say that. I don't even follow that. I honestly don't. I'm here to speak on behalf of the parents. I am Chad Hoffman. Sure, not a problem. I am currently president-elect of the Kingwood Police Booster Club, and I have had the blessing of being affiliate dad for the past 7 years. 3 daughters as part of the Phillies. I want to start off, and I appreciate, Mr. President, your comments and clarification regarding what your role is in this. And maybe to some extent these comments are better directed to Dr. Sconzo, but I'm hoping that the board's role is carrying out the mission statement of this school district. We'll at least take these comments for what they're worth. I want to let you know that I'm not here to attack the administration. Just kind of said, I'm here more about the positive things that April Swinson I assume she's made in young women's lives. I do want to give some context though on a couple things that we've bantered about regarding April and perhaps some of the things that seem to be problematic or what we've been told. We've kind of been indicated that one of the final straws for April was this complaint about a dance that the officers did at one of the competitions. And I want, there needs to be some context in that because I don't know that there's been any real discussion about it. But one thing you do need to know is that this was a competition back on February 27th. We had one director that made a complaint about what occurred with one of the officers' dances that was too risque. And you need to understand that these officers, the dance professionals, got the high score with the dancing category. They were overall champions at the officers of that competition, just like they are at all the others. And in the 18 years that I've been a dance dad, I've seen much worse, and this dance was just in line with everything else, and really just represents the art of dance, and it represents a director who's always striving to go to her audience and get them interested and keep them interested, and she clearly did it with this dance as well. Unfortunately, there was somebody with some sour grapes, and that's where we're at. But at least you need to know the context of that. I know that there's been comments about April not meeting her expectations as far as a faculty member of Kingwood High School. And I got to tell you, if you know April, you know that she's been this way for the entire 22 years that she's been at the school. And no one's ever made a real complaint about it up until now. And my concern is that I know that there are several of you here that would, in your own professional lives, want to make sure that if you're going to get rid of somebody or dismiss somebody from their position that they've been at for 22 years, that there would be some record that they have been advised of these problems and that there was some acknowledgement by that employee of those problems. And I will challenge you to see if that's really occurred in this case. And I would ask that somebody make some inquiry about that before a decision is made on this. Really, this just comes down to this is people's personality, but it is that personality which has allowed her to make the impact on young women's lives for the past 22 years. As a father of 3 fillies, I have been able to witness this maturation process of young women under April's tutelage. I can share with you that I've had 3 different daughters come home in their early formative years of fillies as freshmen or sophomores and say, I hate Swenson. I hate her. And it caused me at first with my oldest to wonder, well, why is April singling her out? But then as the years go by, you see the evolution from hating Swenson to truly appreciating what she is doing with them, what she is teaching them. And that maturation process as a father is really incredible to see. And I've never seen it under any other educator other than April. And it really is amazing. All these parents that are out here, they can all tell you similar stories. All these fillies that are out here could all tell you similar stories. We could be lined up here, we could spend the next 24 hours talking to you about that. But the point is that she has made this impact, and it's not just as a team. She has made an impact with each individual child and each individual student for 22 years because she takes the time. She notices what they need in their lives, whether it be encouragement or something a little bit stronger. And she's been doing it for a long time. I've also had the pleasure, because now I have 2 daughters in college, of being able to talk with other college-age young women that were previous fillies. And they also share success stories and what April has done in their lives. And you know, it hasn't been about the championships and being winners. That's not what they talk about. They talk about the strength and perseverance and the leadership that they have learned from April and what they've learned from being a filly because of April's leadership with that team and the time that she takes with them. April has given them the tools physically, emotionally, and spiritually to succeed, not only as a filly, but in all aspects of life, no matter what the circumstances. And that's what she's always taught them, and that's what I always hear on a consistent basis from all these fillies. I know that, Dr. Sconzo, I know that you as a board can't compare the expectations of faculty members, whether you want to call it bad behavior, discipline problems, or whatever. You can't compare that to 19 national titles and 2 international titles and countless regional and state titles and all those things and say, well, because of this, you know, we can let some of these other things go. As a board and as the superintendent of the school, and even Dr. Landry as the principal, has a responsibility to say, those 2 things don't compare. We can't weigh one over the other. But as the board and as a superintendent and as a principal, you have to look at what April's contributions are. Contributions aren't those national titles. That's great. She's brought those to the school, and that's terrific. But her contributions have been the hundreds upon hundreds of young women that are out there in the world today representing Kingwood High School. And she has developed these women artistically, intellectually, emotionally, physically, and socially. And these girls, meet all those criteria. The young women that have come before them are meeting that criteria, and it would continue to occur if they were to remain over this team. I have over this past week seen young ladies trophy, and it's brought me to tears at times because I see how hard it is for them, and they feel lost. Now, April has instilled in them the strength to persevere no matter what the circumstances. But given her contributions to these young women and the young women that came before them and this community as a whole, it would be a shame that the embodiment of that mission statement were to be let go. I thank you for your time.
Hoffman, and once again, well said and well presented. Our last speaker tonight is Miss Eileen Bell, and she wants to talk about Kingwood High School.
Can y'all see me over this podium? Well, I can't really follow that up. Certainly those two speakers were great. I'm here just to speak on behalf of my experience at Kingwood High School as a parent. As you know, my name is Eileen Bell, and I'm a parent of 2 Kingwood High School students. I'd like to speak with my experience working with Dr. Landry, the principal of Kingwood High School. I am currently in my 2nd year of co-chairing the annual fund for Kingwood High School. In working with Dr. Landry, I've witnessed his dedication to his students, his willingness to go the extra mile. He, in the last 3 years, has helped raise over $100,000 for Kingwood High School and their teachers and students. We absolutely could not have raised this kind of money without him. He has slept on the roof overnight on 2 occasions. He has also He has slept on the roof on 2 occasions and with very little supplies to support his students for Kingwood High School. I don't know many principals that would have that sort of dedication or sacrifice. Last year he spent an entire week bleeding blue for our students, going to do everything from swimming, running, aerospace, marching with the band, German folk dancing, singing with the choir, and even dancing with the Phillies. The list goes on and on. My point here is that there's been a lot of negative attention on Kingwood High School lately, and it's easy to get caught up in the negative. However, there is a long list of positives. I'm proud of all of our KHS organizations, and I feel that a great part of it is our leadership. To quote one of Dr. Landry's teachers at Open House, "If you don't know Dr. Landry, you should get to know him. He is what is best in education." Maybe it's because he's an ex-Marine, but I would follow him into battle, and that's from one of his teachers. Anyway, thank you for your time.
So once again, I'd like to thank all the speakers tonight for sharing from your heart, and we do appreciate that. At this point in time, we have comments from individual board members. To my right, Ms. Nancy Morrison.
Thank you. First of all, I want to give great congratulations to the Teachers of the Year. Congratulations. And both the schools, the one out, I have a real heart for. Had 2 graduates from Humble High School, and thank you for making it great. And Pine Forest, of course, I was there for 23 years, so congratulations, Jennifer, for both. Hats off, and to the many Teachers of the Year, all all over the district. I'm so very proud that we have those passionate teachers and the students. Congratulations to all those merit scholars. What can you say? You just can't beat it. So my thoughts are for that tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ingloggy.
Thank you so much. Also, my congratulations to the Teachers of the Year. How's that mustache? I think I saw you on Live Fast on Kingwood Drive. Slow her down. Congratulations. Y'all did great. I can't even imagine having a National Merit Scholar finalist in my house. I've got 2 daughters, and I could not spell National Merit nor Scholar when I was in high school, so I can't even imagine what that's like, but that's awesome. So congratulations to all of them. They're smart enough to know that they need to do their studies. We're here. FFA, I love FFA. Thank you so much for, they're going too, but just appreciate everything about what they've done for this district. That was really special what they did for Dr. Scoggin tonight. Oh, the Philly situation. Hannah, I met you 8 years ago when I first got on the board at the district science fair. You were just a little girl, and your speech tonight was amazing. That was so wonderful. I know your mom and dad. Faces as you left, and I can't even imagine. I wish I could tell you how proud they were. So thank you for what you've done. And congratulations on being a National Merit Scholar too. So that's awesome. Eileen, thank you too. So good to see you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, Mr. Cunningham.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too want to echo to the Teachers of the Year. Congratulations. Very well deserved. Also to the National Merit Scholarship finalists, just want to thank each and every one of you guys for your hard work over the years, and I'm sure you're going to do better. I want to kind of spot out one person in particular. I don't really know you, but I know your dad, and so I just want to say, Hannah, congratulations, and well spoken. Mark, good job, man. Dr. Scoggin, just want to say thank you. April 1st, I was able to go to the TASB spring board meeting, and we were able to have a sit down with the Texas Commission of Education, Mike Murad, and you had kind of gave me some insight, and so it was very productive as we move forward. I'm encouraged with what I see so far with this commissioner. We know the challenges that we're going to have coming up in this next legislative session, what's going to be happening. We talked about the grading, the A through F, which we all agree, there's some issues there. We talked about the domain and the star and the just how asinine that is, and so very receptive. The commissioner is wanting to meet with us again over the next couple of months to actually get some insight, so I'm going to be leaning hard on you and Mr. Sidney, President Sidney, also you too. So that was pretty good. And I had one other thing, just remember what it was, so it must, I'm getting old now, so anyway. Getting close to school, and when is graduation by the way? May 26th. Okay, good. So I'm looking forward to graduation. Okay, that's all.
Mr. Lopez.
Thank you, Mr. Sidney. I just want to echo the comments again. Teachers of the Year, congratulations. We're very proud of you and lucky to have you in the district. So I'm just glad you're here, and thank you for everything that you guys do. National Merit finalists, good job. We're proud of you guys too. It's a huge reflection on the schools and those kids and their families. And so we just appreciate all of your hard work, and we look forward to the wonderful things that you can do with your lives, because you've shown that you've done some tremendous things today. As for everything else, I just want to thank the speakers tonight for their time and their thoughtful comments and the respectful comments. I appreciate when there are disputes, especially in the district, that it's done with respect, and like it was tonight, and that's how points are made, and issues are taken up and considered. If it's not done with respect, then you lose your advocacy position and points. And so, but I do appreciate the speeches tonight, both all three, well done. Hannah, well done. I mean, you've got, I'm in law, I don't suggest you doing that, but you can do great things in that area though if you chose to do that. But long story short is that I appreciate all the speakers tonight, and that's all I have, Mr. President.
Perfect. Mr. Rushing.
Yes, sir, just to echo a few of the comments. We today everyone today was just another example with the accommodations that we heard about today. Kind of reasons why I keep coming back to this chair every month and doing what we do to try to help support you in any way we can, whether you're a Teacher of the Year or whether you're a National Merit Scholar. Just really gives me the juice I need to keep doing this and coming back. So thank you guys for being here and doing what you do. You guys are the ones that make this district great. And we all know that up here. It was a pleasure to celebrate you guys last week and again tonight. Again to our guest speakers, Mr. Hoffman, Anna, Eileen, as well as the FFA folks that were here. Just really appreciate the manner in which it was approached. To echo Mr. Williams' comments. Thank you for taking that approach.
Ms. Conrad.
Yes, Mr. President, I also do need to echo the congratulations to our Teachers of the Year, and job well done. Those that are present as well as those on the campus level, and we appreciate your hard work, and hopefully you do have their contracts ready for next year. So please stick around. Let's see. Thank you also to our speakers who presented tonight, as well as those who just were here in attendance to support them and to support your sponsor. Those who maybe are not even in attendance but reached out to us through emails, phone calls, those kinds of things. It really does help to hear from you when we're trying to make decisions, and we're appropriate. So thank you for that, even if we were not the voice at the mic. Also wanted to mention about just came back from Amarillo last week for Leadership Taffy again. We had the opportunity to visit school districts while we're there, as well as talk about our own districts to the other Taffy leadership participants. So this, fortunately, was my turn to share my hometown news. And I was so very proud to be able to share about Humble ISD. And I didn't just talk about all the things, because we do all the things, and it makes me proud that we do all the things, but what made me really proud was to talk about how unique we are as a district and to point out those things that are unique to Humble ISD. What was hard was to bear that down to 7 minutes and include all the things that we had to include, and one of which was our challenges. And without even speaking of our challenges, they all agreed that our biggest challenge was replacing this guy right here. So thank you for your service, and it was a pleasure to be there and learn from that group.
Perfect. I see that Norman Funderburk's in the audience again. He's one of our biggest supporters, city council member of the great city of Humble. Norman, thank you for being here and always being supportive of the school district. I had the privilege today of talking to the Leadership Lake Houston group on qualities of a leader and how to get involved in the school district and so forth. And so I appreciate that group allowing me to address them as well. I think that we'll probably have a report on the Education Foundation, but hats off to Jerry Monbaron and her staff and volunteers for putting on a fantastic gala. I believe the gross number right now is somewhere in the neighborhood of $180,000, $175,000, something like that they raised. And after expenses, there'll be a lot of money going right back into the classrooms. And congratulations to our Teachers of the Year. It was truly an honor to be on the stage with you ladies and the other finalists. It was an amazing night, very magical night. And last but not least, I also want to congratulate the merit finalists. I mean, that's why we do what we do. I mean, the education the kids are getting in Humble ISD is second to none, in my opinion. We are educating the whole child, and it's shown by what occurred after that, and that is the outpouring of support for a Hillcomb sponsor and the eloquent speeches that were given. And so, that alone makes me proud that you feel comfortable to come in and support as a group and speak the way you did. So very, very pleased, very proud to be part of Humble ISD tonight for those reasons.
Mr. President, I forgot something. Can
All
I
right,
go
Ms.
back, or is my
Conrad.
turn
All right,
over?
Ms. Conrad, we'll go out of order.
I did want to not only congratulate our National Merit finalists and your families, if you're still here, as well as, you all didn't see them, but there's some tremendous scholars and things that are not mentioned and presented here tonight. Just you and your families, and I know you're all it's wonderful to hear about your plans and your vision for your future, but I also want to just encourage you to just take time and celebrate your success, because to me that's just important to just celebrate that before you go on pushing towards the next goal. So that's all.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Ms. Conrad. Dr. Sconza, any words of wisdom from the administration?
No report.
All right. Fantastic. Now, Mr. Rushing, if you can take us through our closed session items.
Yes, Mr. President. As to personnel, I move that the board approve the administration's personnel recommendations as presented with addendum.
We have a motion and we have a second. All those in favor? 7-0.
As to the termination of the probationary employment contract of Kevin Wood at the end of the contract term, I move in accordance with board policy DFAB legal, the board accept the recommendation of the superintendent to terminate the probationary employment contract of Kevin Wood at the end of the contract term pursuant to the Texas Education Code section 21.103A in the best interest of the district. I further authorize the superintendent and his designee to provide notice of this action to the employee.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor? 7-0.
As to student placements, I move that the board approve the student placements and alternative education programs as presented by the superintendent.
We have a motion, do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? 7-0 as well.
As to the minutes, I move the board approve the minutes from the regular board meeting held on March 8th, 2016.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? That is 7-0.
As to the minutes, I move that the board approve the minutes for the special board workshop and meeting held on March 22nd, 2016.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? That is also 7-0. All right, Board Association and Committees. Audit Committee, Mr. Cunningham.
Mr. President, the audit committee has no report. I mean, they're doing exit audits, but I will report to the rest of the board that we do have a planned meeting. May is a busy month. I believe it's May 3rd. Mr. Sean, is that correct? May 3rd. 5:30? 5:30. And I would like to, if I could, at the end of this meeting, meet with the audit committee members to discuss the recommendation that we're going to bring to move forward. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Board and Superintendent Evaluation Process and Goals Committee, Ms. Conrad.
Mr. President, no report. We are meeting immediately following this meeting.
Okay. Building and Planning Committee, Mr. Engelon.
Yes, sir. As you know, we had a very lengthy meeting last Thursday, full of lots of information. This was our first try at sending out the minutes. It got a bit lengthy on the attachments, so next time less pictures, less this and less that, but it was very interesting. So we're just going to have a summary of each item. We're probably going to, you did like it? Okay. So next time we're going to have all the attachments as well. And he's going to be the president. So good, I'm glad. And it was very helpful. And to let you know, we're going to continue on to have the main items, the elementary 28, elementary 29, different schools that are going to be ongoing. So you have a running summary. Thank you again, Dr. Ryan.
Perfect. Education Foundation, Ms. Conrad.
Yes, sir. Mr. President, we would like to thank our sponsors and supporters for the great gala. That was Friday, April 1st. Everyone had a wonderful time, and we especially enjoyed recognizing the Humble ISD Teacher of the Year finalists, and Ms. Rude and Ms. Howard for Secondary and Elementary Teacher of the Year. We also had 199 grants submitted to the foundation by district employees for the creative and innovative education projects that will increase student achievement. So those 199 requests total over $1 million. Those are going to be reviewed by a committee of community members on April 19th. And then we'll have the great prize posse out on Friday the 13th.
Finance Committee, Mr. Rushing.
Yes, Mr. President. Thank you all for coming to the special budget workshop we had on the 22nd. Special thanks to Mike and the finance team that are here tonight. I think it was a solid workshop in terms of outlining sort of some different approaches we've talked about as it relates to district finance, outlining some of the future needs within the district in a lot more detail, I think, than what we were used to seeing, and it was very much appreciated. So thank you for the work product that went into preparing for that meeting and that workshop. I received feedback from almost everybody up here that it was very well received. So just want to say thank you to you, Mike, for charting the course for us and setting us in a direction that we're all very confident about. That's all I have.
All right. Kingwood Super Neighborhood Council, that would be Ms. Morrison.
Mr. President, I have a meeting next Wednesday, and I will bring the minutes and the agenda back, and I will also be sending them to the
Okay. Legislative Committee.
We'll be meeting after Ms. Conrad gets back from Washington to get ourselves updated.
Program Committee, Mr. Lopez.
We had a meeting, I believe it was a week before last, if my memory serves correct. We discussed some issues, different things. I'm not sure how much I can talk about that session. Nevertheless, we're going to have a follow-up meeting. I believe we talked, I don't know if we've talked about it yet, Dr. Price, but we're going to have Mr. Sid and I were talking afterwards with Ms. Morrison about getting a follow-up meeting. So I'll talk with you about that offline.
But you can mention the topic. That's it. Because you're not talking about anything to vote on and anything that, any details other than the topic itself.
We talk about a lot of topics.
Whatever you want to mention. If you don't want to mention it, that's fine.
It's all right. We
put you on the spot, didn't it?
No, we talked about CPA, we talked about Spanish immersion. We talked about what else we talked about? We talked about a lot of things. We talked briefly about RTI. We talked about 504. Basically everything we've been talking about. I mean, we're addressing all those issues right now in the program eval. But there were a few things that we talked about offline after the administrative team left. We wanted to follow up on. One in particular that we talked offline.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. Technology and Data Governance, Ms. Conrad.
No report, Mr. President. Our meeting will be May 3rd.
Okay. All right, so now let's go through our consent agenda. Mr. Rushing. Governance considerations, item A, student attendance area, Royal Brook subdivision. That is consent. Nothing under superintendent's division reports. Item A, early release and late arrival waiver. That is consent. Under Financial Services Division reports and considerations, item A, tax refunds. That is consent. Item B, waiver of P&I. That is consent. Item C, budgetary amendments. That is also consent. No reports under Human Resources. Under Support Services Division, reports, considerations, and purchases. Item A, drainage ditch restorations at Will Clayton Parkway. That is consent. Tascasita Middle School kitchen renovation, final payment. That is consent. Humble Middle School kitchen renovation, final payment. That is also consent. Track projects, final payment. Consent. Roof renovations for 2016. That is consent. Construction and construction-related purchases, item F. That is also consent. District-wide reports, considerations, and purchases. Goods, item A, goods, professional services, and non-construction services exceeding $50,000 in the aggregate or $25,000 individually. That is also consent. So, Mr. Rushing, if you could read that back to me in the form of a motion.
Mr. President, as to the consent agenda, I move that the board approve the following items by consent. Under governance, item A. Under learning division, item A. Under financial services division, items A, B, and C. C. Under Support Services Division, items A, B, C, D, E, and F. And under district-wide, item A.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? And we have a second. All those in favor? 7-0. Dr. Sconzo, it appears that we have our normal financial service reports.
That's correct, Mr. Sitting and trustees. We have our financial reports for the month. As always, we'd be happy to respond to any questions this evening or subsequent to this evening.
Okay. Any questions about the financial service report? All right, not seeing any. Future board business, any items that need to be put on the parking lot or posted to a future agenda? Not seeing any. It is 8:15. We're adjourned.